Hey, Richie Bullets and Broadheads, and today a bow video, and we're going to talk about release aids. This is probably the most underrated piece of equipment you can have for hunting. There's several styles. There's wrist, which are very popular amongst hunters. There's a handheld, which hunters use, but a lot of archery shooters use them. It has like a trigger. And there's back tension, which is a good training, but I wouldn't recommend it for new hunters. A lot of advanced shooters use that back tension type of release. And there's finger shooting, and there's gloves for shooting, fingers and all that. But probably the most popular for hunting is a wrist release, and it goes on your wrist. And they are really important. One thing I tell people when they buy a bow, I don't care how much you spend on your bow, don't cheap out on a release aid, because this is really important. You can have a $1,500 bow and you have a shitty release aid, and you're gonna get some bad results. Well, there's certain things you want to look for in a handheld release aid. These go for about $100. This is a TrueFire fullback. I love this release. It has a nice trigger. See that? It opens and closes. The trigger is adjustable. The head is rotating. And this is adjustable, the length too. I mean, my finger out of the way. So you can adjust it, which is a great feature. Now there's a lot of great brands out there. The TrueFire is one of the most popular. Scott's, and I mean, just don't cheap out on release aids, because this can really make or break a shot. In fact, I recommend buying two, because you never know. You can forget your release aid. I know guys who'll be out in the woods and they realize to forget it and they go home because they don't feel comfortable shooting. But these are really important. I mean, don't cheap out on these. I recommend buying two. I mean, keep one in your bag, your backpack, and keep one on you. One feature I love about this is that I can put it on when I get to my site and fold it back. That's why this one is the fold back. And you know, I can walk in the woods, I can be in my tree stand, I can call, and then if something starts happening, I just flip it over. Now they also make these with a hook. It's like a hook. They're adjustable and all that. They're good, but you know, I like this type. I'm very comfortable with this. I've been using it for a long time. One thing I do recommend, if you only have one release, because they are expensive, they're about $100 for a good release, is to maybe when you're in your yard, practice a couple of arrows, one or two, with your fingers. You know, if I get to my, it happened to me in the past, I got to my tree stand and I realized, damn, I forgot my aid. I'm not going home, I'm hunting. I drove out there, I walked to my stand, I'm hunting. And I do practice a couple arrows every now and then with my fingers. And basically what you want to do with a finger shoot is grab two fingers here and right here. Here's your loop. So you're going to be kind of between your loop. Just like that. And you're going to draw back, and same thing. You're going to anchor here. Let the string touch your nose and just release. Very smooth. Not jerk, you know, don't want to jerk it. Just a natural slow release. I mean, I shorten my yardage if I ever have to do that. I mean, if I'm comfortable, you know, at 30 yards, my maximum is going to be 20, because it does affect your accuracy, especially if you're not, you know, comfortable doing it. But release aids, these are really important. Next to your bow, this is the most important feature for accuracy is a good release. Don't cheap out and buy a $20 release aid, you know, because you're really going to suffer in accuracy. These, just go to an archery shop. He'll recommend a couple. Try different ones. You know, maybe he has a couple that on display and you can try them. But features you want to look for is a rotating head, adjustable trigger. You can adjust the length, and the full back is a nice feature. It really is. So wrist release are probably the most popular with hunters. I highly recommend you spending and getting the best. That's one thing I don't cheap out on. You can get a great $500 bow. You can get a great $1,000 bow. But don't cheap out on release aids. This is very important for accuracy and overall reliability. And I recommend getting 2 if you can afford it. They are expensive. Get one this year, and next year get another, and just keep one, or cycle them in and out. Use one and then use the other. But anyway, release aids, very important tool. Don't overlook them. I mean, that can make or break your hunt, and you want a good release aid. Alright, Bullets and Broadheads, quick video. Hope you guys liked it. Over and out. Take care, guys.